The disruption to Gulf oil supplies have sent jet fuel costs up, adding pressure on airlines already operating on thin margins. Their bosses warn that this volatility could have knock-on effects across the sector, as CNA's Yasmin Jonkers reports.
Airfares are expected to remain high as airlines face current cost pressures. Industry leaders say that rising jet fuel prices are once again squeezing margins, even as travel demand remains relatively resilient.
I believe in this region as well, the demand is still very strong. But the point we wanted to raise is because everybody is increasing the fare and others, how long can the demand sustain?
And there's the other uncertainty. When will jet fuel supply stabilize, even if the Strait of Hormuz reopens fully? One Asian carrier is prepared to wait.
Months.
Okay.
Months.
At least.
At least months. But we have to adapt. The airline have to be survive. But we, as Thai Airways, we're not talking about the profitability at the current stage. I think no one should think about the profitability. We are talking about how we can survive with this short-term period, because airline is a cash burn business.
And if it'll cost more to operate flights, IATA's chief believes it's inevitable that ticket prices will take a hit.
Fuel represents either the top cost element or the second highest element of the industry's cost base. We estimated this year, going into the year, that would be around 26-27% of the cost base. And when you consider that the industry is making margins of around 4%, there's just no way that airlines can absorb the additional cost that they're facing as a result of the significant increase in particularly the jet fuel price. You know, everybody knows how much the crude price has increased, but jet fuel prices has increased by an even greater degree. So it's inevitable that when such a significant cost element sees a massive spike, that will translate into increased ticket prices. No way of avoiding that.
Demand will remain strong. I know you're buoyant on that, but are you adjusting expected demand for air travel this year and possibly next?
Yeah, there will have to be an adjustment. You know, when you consider what's happened to the carriers in the Gulf region, where they've seen a significant reduction in demand and they've adjusted capacity, we will have to reflect on what's happened. I think it's still too early to fully understand what the year outlook will be. So we'll take a little bit of time to evaluate that. But without question, there will be a reduction in the overall demand and the overall capacity. But it's principally because if you consider the Gulf carriers represent about 14.5% of international capacity. That was severely impacted through this period. They've been rebuilding capacity significantly, but still well below where we were and where we had expected to be. So I'd say still too early to give an estimate of what it'll mean for the full year, but it will have an impact.
For now, airlines are banking on strong travel demand to cushion the impact. But if fuel prices stay elevated, passengers may have to get used to paying more for flights in the months ahead. Yasmin Jonkers reporting for CNA.